it is time we take a look and see how Azeroth celebrates Halloween. Let's review Hallows End. Hello and welcome to Connor Reviews WoW Edition. Now, as you know, we've reached the end of October, and in the world of Azeroth, the world of Warcraft, they like to also celebrate Halloween. Although they celebrate Halloween a little bit differently than we do. In Azeroth, they call it Hallows End, and during the last 2 weeks of October, Azeroth takes part in a giant festival to celebrate Hallows End. The citizens of Azeroth decorate their homes, carve pumpkins, and cover their town in different Halloween decorations. Once the decorations are set up and all the carved pumpkins are laid out, then the real adventure begins. The citizens of Azeroth can go all over to different inns and trick or treat. Although in the world of Azeroth, there is a very good chance that you may be tricked. When you go to trick or treat, some of the time you will get treats and different candies and different rewards, but a lot of the times you will get tricked and turned into bats, frogs, leper gnomes, slimy balls of goo, and so on. But if that's not enough to keep you entertained, then you can go to the Wicker Man burnings.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
God, I wish. No, in each of the major cities of Stormwind and Undercity, they set up a giant Wicker Man for you to burn to help celebrate Hallows End. And if that doesn't sound appealing, then at least go check out the Wicker Man vendors there that are selling all sorts of different things, including costumes, toys, masks, and pets. All of those taking part in the Halloween festivities must beware of the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman will do anything in his power to stop the festivities by lighting inns on fire and trying to burn entire towns to the ground. The citizens of Azeroth must stop these fires and put an end to him once and for all. But only the bravest warriors of Azeroth will be able to truly stop him by braving into the Scarlet Monastery and kill him once and for all. This year until the next year happens and they just release him a lot more stronger and a lot more buffed. But pretty much once and for all. For now. Now, in all my years of playing World of Warcraft, I've never actually been able to really take part in Hallows End. I've always just had something going on. I used to have a life and friends. Now I just make internet videos to try and keep myself entertained. But I was never really able to take part in the Halloween festivities that happen in World of Warcraft. So I was quite excited to actually be able to do them this year. Now I was a little bit worried after really getting to spend a lot of time doing Brewfest. I found Brewfest to be very boring very quickly. Yes, the atmosphere is great and it's a big part of the World of Warcraft, but it seemed like there could be so much more done with it. And that really got me worried about Halloween, wondering if it's going to be the exact same or I'm going to be bored most of the time. But my God, was I happily disappointed. First thing we'll talk about in regards to Halloween is the achievements. Now, with every major world event that happens, there's generally a big line of achievements to use that you can gain a title with. Now, with Brewfest, I gained all of those achievements in less than 2 hours, which is kind of a problem when the event lasts about 2 weeks. It shouldn't go by that fast. Hallows End, I was very happy to see that it did not take me that quick amount of time. It did take me a long more time. Granted, I was sick most of the holidays, so I wasn't able to really put a lot of time into, but the achievements, all in all, forced you to not be able to do it in less than 2 hours. Certain achievements like you have to trick-or-treat in every single inn in the Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, and Outlands. That achievement alone is going to take maybe 2 hours because you have to stop at every single inn and make sure you got candy in all of them. Otherwise, you can't get the achievement. Also, along the lines of other achievements, like there's one achievement where you have to do, essentially you have to be on a candy rage. You have to be so hyped out on candy and get 10 honorable kills. Now, that's easier said than done because you just assume, okay, well, just go do PvP or a battleground. Doesn't work that way. You have to actually do it in the real world. You've got to run, or not the real world as in like, run down the street and stab somebody while you're on Candy Rush, but like in the world of Azeroth, you have to get 10 honorable kills. Meaning you can't just go around killing level 4 or 5 guys. You got to kill guys that are near your level while on this Candy Rush, which lasts about 5 minutes. That was a challenge. I real struggle with that one. And that's just one of the many different achievements you had to do. These achievements, they force you to explore, and they force you to interact with other people, which is always a good thing in an MMO. Now, the Wicker Man vendors, that was a whole new experience for me. When I dabbled a little bit around during Halloween throughout the past few years, I'd never actually realized there was Wicker Man vendors. And granted, this may be from a newer expansion, so that might be the reason why I don't know this. But the Wicker Man vendors was a great addition to this whole event. Having this little area where you get to go and kind of celebrate Halloween by having vendors that don't necessarily take money. Some of them do, but most of them, they require candy. If you want to get anything from them, you got to use candy. And having tons of options of all these different things to get made it a lot of fun. Having different costumes that you could use. You have one costume where you could turn into the Lich King or turn into Illidan, which is really cool idea. And then having different pets that you can go collect and use, and different masks and etc. Just having all these little things. It was great. Also, they have the little quest chains there too, some daily quests that you can do every day to try and get more candy, which is fun. There was enough quests there that you weren't bored. Unlike Brewfest, where I felt like there's not a whole lot of quests once you get past the initial, hey, welcome to Brewfest quests. The dailies, it was like 2 dailies you'd have to do, and it'd be like, it got really boring pretty quickly. Whereas at least with the Hallows End one, there's at least about 4, and they're all kind of different. So it allows some diversity, which I appreciate, being able to do a couple different things. What is also interesting too is they kind of force you to go do trick-or-treating all around Azeroth. And the reason behind that is, yeah, you can get a fair amount of candy from the quests, but you can get way more candy by trick-or-treating. And if you're wanting any of the rewards, you're going to have to go and trick-or-treat. Because then you can use all that candy to get some of the big ticket items, different pets and all that kind of thing, which is pretty damn cool. I appreciate that they kind of force everyone to try and do the trick-or-treating every single year. And considering how many different inns there are in Azeroth, it's a big challenge to do, but does force people to get out of their comfort zone, go different places, explore, etc. Another thing they added that was a this year exclusive thing, I mean, it's going to be here every other year, but it was the first time they had ever added it, was a bonus daily fight area. Down in the Broken Shores, there was a witch there that you could talk to do a daily fight, where you had a chance of dropping a witch hat, one of 4 different kinds. Now, this is fun because, one, it's a boss fight, so you require some people to do it, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But the chance that it drops transmog. People love doing transmog. My dad is one of those people that only does transmog at this point. That's his big fun thing, is going around and collecting different transmogs. So to have an event exclusive thing that revolves around different transmogs you can only get for this 2-week period, I think is a really good addition to the game. But of course, that's not why people do Hallows End. No, it's not for those witch hats. It's for the big one, the Big Papa. The greatest 2 items in the game that are by far some of the hardest items to get in the game. The Headless Horseman helmet and the Headless Horseman mount. My god, it is the dream of every person who does Hallows End to be able to attain that helmet and that beautiful fucking mount. Oh, and the great part about it being a dungeon, you are able to do it constantly throughout the Hallows End, which is very nice to be able to have this constant opportunity to get this thing, but the drop rate is still very, very low. When it comes to actual difficulty, the Headless Horseman fight is by no means a challenge at all. The only real challenging part is when you're running the dungeon and you've run it for the 107th fucking time, and you go to loot the guy's body, and he yet again does not drop that fucking mount or that goddamn fucking helmet, and you just want him to drop the fucking helmet already so you can fucking stop running this goddamn fucking dungeon! Stop laughing at me! But in all seriousness, Hallows End was an absolute blast. This is how world events should be done. There is enough content that it doesn't feel boring doing this content. You've got daily quests you can do, you've got trick-or-treating you can do, you got the achievements you can do, you got the dungeon you can run, and you have the daily boss fights if you want to do it. And it's great about this is it's not overwhelming. There's not too much stuff where you're just like, oh, there's so much to do. What the hell? Where the hell do I start? It's just the right amount for a small 2-week period to still leave you challenged and wanting more and to come back next year. They have done quite a fantastic job. And you know what? Another big kudos for not hosting it in a major city again. I am so sick of doing events that are always Orgrimmar based, considering Orgrimmar is one of the ugliest fucking cities in the game. So to actually be able to go to a place like Undercity and actually be able to experience a whole other city, it's so nice. So thank you, WoW, for not having it always be in the same major city.
Oh.
All in all, Hallows End is an absolute blast, and I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. What did you think of Hallows End? Did you think it was a great holiday? Do you think Brewfest is still the greatest holiday of all time? Or do you not really care about Halloween-related events in World of Warcraft because you actually have a life? I remember when I had a life. Whatever you think, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.